That's why I'm trying to make a better way. Whole new crib in a better place. Get my people out the hood, we'll see better days. Tell a fan sorry, y'all let them wait. Shit up there like a Saturday. Listen to me how I beat the speed up like a battle.
Yo, what up, guys? This is your boy Kofi with KO Sports Talk, back out with another video. And guys, in today's video, of course, the Chicago Bears traded Jonah Jackson, former Los Angeles Ram and former Detroit Lion, was traded to the Chicago Bears today for a 6th-round pick, a 6th-round conditional pick. And I just want to show a little bit of the conditions. I'm going to show the screen according to Adam Schefter right now. So I'm going to pull it up right now in regards to this trade. So let me see. I'm trying to look for Adam Schefter. The Adam Schefter report. Well, we're going to show this one. So this is a trade alert. This is the trade details. I don't know if you guys can see it. I'm going to enlarge it. So pretty much the Rams are sending offensive lineman Jonah Jackson to the Chicago Bears for 2025 6th-round pick per Cody Cronin. The deal becomes official March 12th. That's when free agency begins for the NFL. So, yeah, according to Adam Schefter, the Rams are in the process of sending veteran offensive lineman Jonah Jackson, a Pro Bowl guard, to the Chicago Bears in exchange for a 2025 6th-round pick. Per ESPN, Courtney Cronin, the trade cannot be processed until March 12th. So my thoughts on this is that I think it is – I'm kind of iffy about this. I mean, it's good. I have mixed feelings about this trade. I know in regards to the cap space, if I'm not mistaken, let me read some of his in terms of how much they're going to be taking on. I think right now they're going to be taking on $8.5 million in guaranteed money. I'm trying to read some of the reports right now. Jonah Jackson trade for Bears. His $8.5 million in guarantees are much less than what a top free agent guard will commit. And Jackson's issue last year was injury more than play. Pro Bowl pedigree, familiarity with Ben Johnson makes sense. And that's the thing, man. Like, injuries, man. Like, this is what I've been talking about. Like, I've had mixed feelings. Like, yeah, this guy is very good. But my thing is, like, the problem with the Chicago Bears offensive line has been dealing with stability. Stability within the offensive line. We've been dealing with it for the past, 2-3 years. Justin Fields has dealt with it for the past couple years. And now Caleb Williams this past year, he got sacked 68 times because a bunch of guys were injured. We had Ryan Bates that was injured. We had Nate Davis, who was lackadaisical, didn't even give a care in the world about playing. And, of course, you had Tevin Jenkins, who was dealing with injuries. And not only that, they're taking on the guarantee where this season he expected to get paid $8.5 million. I mean, it's not much. So, I mean, that's a guarantee. But in terms of, like, bonuses, I don't know the specific details on that one. Let me see Jonah Jackson's contract details. On how much Bears are going to take on. Okay, he's due $17.5 million in 2025. In this contract. Okay, yeah, he signed a contract with the Rams last year for $51 million. This year he's due $17.5 million, 8.5 guaranteed, and the rest are in bonus money. So what does this tell us about Ben Johnson's offense? Adding Jackson, who played in only 4 games last season because of a shoulder injury, means trusting Johnson. The familiarity Johnson has with Jackson over 4 years together in Detroit helps negate any risk involved with the deal. The Lions tried to re-sign Jackson last year, but he left the Rams and a 3-year, $51 million contract, which was agreed upon on the first day of negotiations. Detroit then signed veteran Kevin Zeitler to a 1-year, $6 million deal to take on Jackson's place up front. The Lions later signed right tackle Penei Sewell and left tackle Taylor Decker to extensions. Some reshuffling happened to the Lions after the moves. Graham Glasgow took over for left guard, where Jackson played, while Zeitler took over the right guard. Zeitler played well, while Jackson had a forgettable season with the Rams, marred by a shoulder injury. Why Jackson was expendable for the Rams. Jackson signing last March set off a chain reaction for the Rams that actually led them to their new starting center. Initially, left guard Steve Avila, who was a standout rookie in 2023, moved to center to make room for Jackson at guard. Avila played the role deep into training camp until Jackson suffered an injury, and Avila moved back to guard with an intent that Jackson played center. Jackson re-injured his shoulder in week 2, having moved to guard since Avila got injured in week 1 and went into injury reserve. Rookie 6th-round pick Bo Limmer emerged as a Rams center and played well enough to secure the role, even after Jackson came back from injury reserve. Avila returned to left guard till the Rams had a $51 million offensive line who was not playing for them in Jackson. The team gave Jackson permission to seek a trade as the offseason began with the intent to offload his remaining salary. GM Les Snead applauded Jackson in recent comments on how well he handled the unusual situation as a teammate. Between resigning left tackle Lar Jackson to a 3-year deal last week and moving Jonah Jackson, the offensive line is set for 2025 with all but veteran right tackle Rob having signed under contract for the last 2 years. And that's what I'm saying, man. Like that injury that I'm talking about that he's been dealing with, you know, he dealt with that right shoulder injury in week 2, and they had to get a center. They had to get a guy to replace him because initially he did play center. And so they had to make room. They had to get left guard Steve Avila exactly to play center to make up for Jackson. Now, in regards to Matthew Stafford, because we already know Matthew Stafford is not the most mobile quarterback, they're going to have to fill a role in that right guard position now that Jonah Jackson is not there to fill that hole. Now, I do get it. Jonah Jackson is familiar with Ben Johnson's scheme. But my thing is, I mean, like that injury history that he's dealing with, that right shoulder injury that he's been dealing with. I mean, hopefully this is just one piece of the puzzle to the offensive line. But I think I'm going to trust Ben Johnson on this as I can. I'm holding out a little bit of hope, but hopefully that Ben Johnson could, you know, turn him into that Pro Bowl guard that he was with the Detroit Lions, because during his time with the Detroit Lions, he was a Pro Bowler with the Detroit Lions. And so we shall see. But I definitely think they are going to be looking at some key possible free agents in free agency, like Kevin Zeitler. Kevin Zeitler did sign a 1-year deal right after Jonah Jackson left. So it wouldn't be a surprise for me. It wouldn't be a surprise to me that Ben Johnson and the front office, Ryan Poles, go after Kevin Zeitler. Other options are center Ryan Kelly and, of course, Drew Dahlman. Drew Dahlman is the big fish in the free agent market since Trey Smith has been, as you guys already know, has been franchise tagged with the Kansas City Chiefs. So that was a big bummer. But I definitely think the Bears are definitely going to be making moves. I just think that this is the first big move that the Chicago Bears has made so far in this offseason. I'm saying free agent. Free agency doesn't begin until March 12th. But this is one of the big moves that the Bears did make in regards to the offseason trading for Jonah Jackson. But I definitely think there's definitely going to be more details in regards to his contract. I don't think there's enough, but I think later on there's going to be a little bit more details in regards to Jonah Jackson's contract. And in another note, like I said, I think, you know, the most, how should I say it? The main priority, of course, is protecting Caleb Williams, because, like I said, he was sacked 68 times, and the fact that he was able to survive that long grueling season, 17-game grueling season, being hit. I haven't even taken into the account the number of quarterback hits he's taken as well. And, you know, a lot of, you know, supposedly Bears fans talk about how soft he is because he painted his fingernails. But this kid is tough, man. I mean, if you look at previous like Chicago Bears quarterbacks, there hasn't been any that started all 16 games, hell, even 17 games at all since 2009, since Jay Cutler. And so that's almost 16 years that hasn't happened, man. And for what Caleb was able to do, I mean, is unprecedented. He was like the second or third. He's the second most sacked quarterback in NFL history, second or third most sacked quarterback in NFL history, man. And he's the most sacked rookie quarterback in NFL history, if I'm not mistaken. Well, yeah, if I'm not mistaken. But I mean, like I said, the main priority is to protect Caleb Williams. And like I said, we definitely need stability on this offensive line. If I were to go into this draft right now, I probably would be looking at some offensive linemen. Of course, there are a couple of options. There's Kelvin Banks Jr. Well, he's a right tackle, but there's a couple of options out there in the draft that the Bears could pick. I'm going to go a little bit into detail later on, probably this week. I'm going to be talking about some mock drafts. Like there's this one kid from Mizzou who's really good. I think his name is Aman Mamambu. I'm from Mizzou. He's really good. There's another, let me see. Ohio State offensive guard. There's a couple of course, they've also had the mock draft, not the mock draft. They had the NFL draft stock, the NFL draft workouts. Let me see offensive guards to look at. So a couple of offensive lineman draft prospects, of course, that we can look at. Of course, Amand Memembu from Missouri, Mizzou. Tyler Booker, of course, from Alabama. Also, Gray Zabel, too, is another great option to also look at from North Dakota State. Another one, let me see. Another one, of course, was Donovan Jackson. He was pretty solid with Ohio State. But, of course, Ohio State, my Ohio State won the championship. Donovan Jackson was pretty solid, even though he had a poor showing at the NFL Combine. He didn't really do too well at the NFL Combine. But, I mean, if you look at some of his tape, he's very, very solid. There's another kid, I think, from Minnesota. He's a good option at left tackle as well because, of course, there's also going to be competition at the left tackle position. I forgot his name, but there's another kid from Minnesota. He's very good. He has a really, really nasty mean streak too. But I will be doing some in regards to the NFL draft and the NFL Combine. We're going to be looking at some tape and looking at some highlights from possible Chicago Bears draft picks that we can look up, that we can look at. But not only that, shifting to NBA, I want to talk about, of course, the Luka Doncic trade, man. Revisiting the Luka Doncic trade. I'm pretty sure you guys are aware. I mean, I haven't been making a video about this, but now I really wanted to make a video about this because I wanted to wait. I wanted to give it a month, at least a month, before this whole thing materializes. I wanted to make a video. I think I made a short how bad the trade was, how terrible that trade was. Some of the people were saying, "Oh, Kofi, what are you talking about? This is a great trade." Well, Chuck said it was a great trade, and my brother said it was a great trade, but I did not think this was a good trade. This is a bad trade, and it's definitely showing why. And as you guys can know, Kyrie Irving, so far, I'm going to pull this up right now, just so you guys know. Kyrie Irving is out for the season. Yes, guys, Kyrie Irving is out. Kyrie Irving, I don't know if you can see it, but you guys see it. You guys see it. Dallas Mavericks All-Star Kyrie Irving suffered a season-ending torn ACL in his left knee, and he's going to be out for the entire season by Shams Charania. And like I said, look at the comment section. They are really slamming Nico Harrison. And for the right reason. Nico Harrison made one of the worst trades in NBA history. Not even probably in NBA. One of the worst trades in sports history, right? I mean, you traded this guy, Luka Doncic, bro. Let me show you this guy, man. You traded a generational talent. You literally gifted the Lakers a franchise player, a generational talent. This man right here. You traded this man right here. This man who literally last year took your team to the NBA Finals. Yeah, I got it. I get it. Kyrie Irving really helped them. But supposedly last year, if we can read off the numbers, right? Let's read off. I mean, this is crazy. I have to do this. I have to let you guys understand. Get it through your thick brains. Why this was a bad trade. Now, let's look at his last year. Let's look at just last year, his WAR. Now, when we're talking about WARs, we're talking about wins above replacement, right? And how is WAR measured, right? Is wins above replacement measured? How is win plus replacement measured? So according to wins above replacement, it is calculated by determining how many more wins a player contributes to their team compared to a replacement level player at their position, taking into account all aspects of the performances like batting, in terms of shot bucket, but like in terms of basketball. Basketball. Let's talk about basketball. We calculate actual box score and play-by-play data with features plus minus field goals, assists, free throws. So pretty much how much a player would add over a replacement level player. So it pretty much determines how important that player is to that team, right? And last year, let's look at Luka Doncic's WAR numbers last year. Let's look at his numbers last year. So I'm going to show you how bad of a trade this was. Numbers last season. Show you how bad it was last season. What are you doing? I'm doing a video. I'm going to be done real quick. I'm going to show you how bad this video was. How last season. 2023 to 2024. Okay. Luka Doncic's WAR number was 3.2 according to 2024 estimate. And his numbers was 3.2 last year, which was top 5 in the league. So he was very important in that finals run. And you literally replaced him with the injury-prone Anthony Davis. So you're meaning to tell me you're going to replace a guy who's a 5-time first-team All-Pro in the NBA, who's a Rookie of the Year, not only a Rookie of the Year, took his team to the finals. Oh, yeah, and not only that, he's ranked number 2 in most career playoff points per game in the playoffs. Just so you know that I am not BSing you guys. Let's look at in 50 games. 50 games. Let's look at this. He's ranked behind, yes, yours truly, the GOAT, Michael Jordan, with 30.9 in 50 games. 30.9 points per game in 50 games. If that doesn't shout generational talent to you, I don't know what is. And look at Anthony Davis. Anthony Davis is, where is he? Anthony Davis is number 20. He's number 20. Now, don't get me wrong. Anthony Davis is a great player. He's a great player, but he is not Luka Doncic. Kyrie Irving is a great player, but he's not Luka Doncic. Luka Doncic played a very important role for this team, for this Dallas Mavericks team. And Nico Harrison single-handedly destroyed the Dallas Mavericks for this team. And yeah, guys, I'm going to go a little more into detail about this later on today. I'm going to do a part 2 for this later on today. But guys, I just want you to be aware that the Dallas Mavericks, so far, they're ranked 10th in the NBA standings. And I don't see a scenario where they're possibly going to make the play-in tournament because the Western Conference is so competitive right now. And it's looking like they might not even make it to the playoffs. Now that Kyrie Irving is hurt, Kyrie Irving is out. And who knows when Anthony Davis is going to come back. But I'm going to do a part 2 to this probably tomorrow. I'm going to do a part 2 to this probably tomorrow and how bad this trade was. Now it's looking like how Nico Harrison sent this team back another 5 to 10 years, man. These players just don't grow on trees, man. They don't. I mean, ask the Chicago Bulls. Chicago Bulls has not won a championship in like almost 30 years. And we've had a generational player since Derrick Rose. And it's been so many years, man. Like, you just don't trade players like that. People talk about how bad his conditioning was. I mean, look at Shaq. Shaq, he came into the gym in the offseason over 400 pounds. Dude, look at Nikola Jokic, bro. That dude weighs 300 pounds, but guess what? He's a 3-time NBA MVP. You don't hear the Denver Nuggets talking about trading him. Look at Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan dealt with a lot of gambling problems, and drinking and stuff like that. But guess what? He still dominated. If you are a good player, if you're a generational player, it doesn't matter. You're still going to dominate. You still do not take away a dominant player like Luka Doncic. Luka Doncic is a dominant player, and you don't do that at all. You don't trade that type of asset. I don't care how bad his conditioning is, or if he's lazy or whatever. This guy definitely cares about this game. And what Nico Harrison did to make that stupid argument saying his conditioning is bad, that's an indictment on him, and that's an indictment on the ownership. And the Mavericks are going to be eating their words. I'm telling you, man. Mark my words, in the next 3 to 5 years, the Mavericks are going to be eating their words, and they're going to be regretting this trade. And Nico Harrison, like I said, I thought the Chicago Bulls, Arturas Karnisovas, was bad. But no, this guy, Nico Harrison, definitely takes the cake. And this is definitely showing for the Dallas Mavericks, guys. But that's all that I have for you guys today. I'm probably going to end this live stream so far. But stay tuned for my part 2. I will be talking about the part 2 trade, revisiting this trade. I'm going to be doing a part 2, going a little bit in depth for this part 2 for this trade. But guys, this is your boy Kofi, and I'm signing out. Peace.